Now on page 4, this format looks really different. So I'm going to read very carefully before I try any of the problems. Each addition problem below has been rewritten 3 ways. So it says each addition problem below, that means down there. And so my eyes go down below. I say, okay, this is not 3 problems, this is 1 problem, and it has been rewritten 3 times in 3 different ways. Only one of the ways is correct. So this problem was rewritten 3 times. 2 of these times it was rewritten, it was wrong. It is not the correct way. And 1 time it is the correct way. When you rewrite an addition problem, step 1, line up the decimal points. Unit rule. Before you can add, compare, subtract, each place value unit must match rule. That's my unit rule. Even though I made a mistake writing it. That's the unit rule. Step 2 is you copy the numbers exactly. So that's where we spell it out and make sure we're copying it exactly. Remember, read 3 times before you begin copying. Cross out the 2 incorrect ways of rewriting each problem. So here's where I'm given instructions. Here I was being given information. Now I'm given instructions. It's telling me to cross out the 2 incorrect ways, the 2 wrong ways of rewriting each problem. Next, put in zeros as placeholders and add. Then write the answer after the original problem. Oh boy. So I'm told to do 1, 2, 3, 4 things. I'm going to number my steps. First, I'm going to cross out the 2 incorrect ways. Second, I'm going to put in zeros. I'm going to make an equivalent decimal fraction as placeholders. Step 3 is I'm going to add those. And then step 4 is I'm going to actually write the answer. So I'm going to copy my answer again after the original problem. So let's take a look here at the example. 5 7/10 plus 2 and 633 thousandths. So it was rewritten 3 ways. I need to, step 1 is cross out the 2 incorrect ways. This way was wrong. Units do not add to hundredths. My decimal points are not lined up. Look at how the decimal point is over here and over here. That's the wrong way to add. And then again, I have a decimal point here and a decimal point there. I have tenths lined up with units, and that's the wrong way to add. Nope. So I crossed out the 2 incorrect ways of rewriting each problem. 5 7/10. Well, 5 7/10 is being added to a thousandths number, and so I have to put in the zeros as placeholders. So this is step 2. Putting in the placeholders, that's step 2. Step 3 was that they actually added the problem. Then write the answer after the original problem. So this is step 4. All right. Let's do an example together. Let's do this one. 123 and 62 hundredths plus 3. Again, 123 and 62 hundredths plus 3. The decimal point is after, so that's 3 whole units. So I have a hundredths number, and I'm adding a whole units number. Before I can add, compare, subtract, each place value unit must match. Here, my hundredths are aligned with my whole units. My decimal points are not lined up. So this is wrong. Here, my hundred number, 100, is lined up with my whole number, my whole units number. My decimal points are not aligned, so this is wrong. So this has to be the correct one. So step 1 is done. Cross out the 2 incorrect ways of writing each problem. That's step 1. Step 2 is put in zeros as placeholders and add. Again, this is a hundredths number here, and this is a whole units number. And so I'm going to write an equivalent decimal fraction, 3 0 hundredths. So that's step 2. You do not have to number your steps when you do it. I just want you to see the steps as I'm doing them. Step 3 tells me to add. There's no regrouping, and so I'm just going to add left to right. 126 and decimal point, loud and proud, happy to exist as a decimal point, 62 hundredths. That's step 3. Am I done? Cross out, put in the zeros, add, then write the answer after the original problem. Nope, I am not done. These are step 1. This is step 2. This is step 3. Step 4 tells me to put the answer after the original problem. So 126 and 62 hundredths. 126 and decimal point, loud and proud, happy to exist as a decimal point, 62 hundredths. Now I'm done. So that's what you must do for each problem.